Hey everybody. So what you just saw was the intro to what I'm going to be putting out maybe 2 times a month on a Friday, maybe more if I can. And what I want to do is go over the music that I've created over the past year now. And I want to be able to break it down, do a description of like each video song that I did, meaning behind it, how it came to be, process like that. And I want to do this because I cannot tell you how therapeutic doing this has been. I forgot how much I loved music and creating music, playing music, not just listening to it. I never lost what I really felt inside. Now, I also like was saying here, like, when I was younger, I had a band, or we had the band there, but just when things were about to possibly go forward to actually maybe start playing in front of a crowd, people, whatever, it just fell apart all at once. People going to school, college, getting married, moving away. It just was like bit by bit by bit, and we just never replaced anybody. And that was a dream I had when I was small. I really wanted to do that. I was a shy kid, and it was like a way of expressing, and I was able to, play pretty damn good. And it just never happened. Things happen for a reason. This is like something that I'm trying to get into to explain, okay? All right, so came close. Actually did the writing, actually recorded something, but that got lost over the years. And probably if I had it today, I probably wouldn't be able to play it. It was on cassette. So, as you know, if you have cassettes now, they're probably useless. Um, all right. So, now, like I said, as a kid, I was pretty talented artistically. I could draw. I could draw freehand. I could draw, I can look at things and I can pretty much put it down. And I'll show, this is just too funny because when I found the music, I also found some of the artwork that I did when I was in my teens. Okay. All this stuff I thought was gone. All right. I found it wound up being very close to, if not more than 200 songs that I had written. I used to write all the time. I would just be in my room, whatever. I would have a notepad, and I would just, like, if a thought came to mind, I would just jot it down. I would just like put a title down. Then I was very good at writing, still am. I can create it like pretty quickly, and I would have it, and then I would have like an instrumental or whatever in my mind. I would try and write it down on the paper. I would try and do the chord progression, whatever would come to be. So a lot of them had that. So now, like I said, I was injured a few times. I used to play traditional right-handed, and I was very good. And I've been in numerous accidents, car accidents, all different things, and I've had just compounding problems with each thing that would happen. All right. I lost the ability, I had damage in my hand, nerve damage, and I lost the ability to play traditionally. I taught myself flipping around to left-handed how to play. I could play pretty good, but it was no comparison to how I would play traditionally right-handed. And I would still have a problem because the hands, I would have feeling sometimes. I would lose feeling. I would have trouble holding a pick. I would have like a lot of problems. Yeah, but I could still play. Further on, I got into another accident, and I got like more compounded issues of damage and stuff. And I've had neck issues, back issues. I just have a whole bunch of things that are wrong with me. And if you would look at me, you would think, yeah, I look fine, but inside, it ain't that way. There's a lot of things that are, still hurt very much, but I manage. I've found ways to manage pain through natural ways, not medical ways. And it's just funny. It's once again, this is like something, a common thing with me. I had abilities and I lost them. And I found ways to get them back. It's like, I often wonder if like one of the contracts that I took on was to, you know, be able to conquer by coming back. Because it's not only this, it's when I was younger. I used to be a lot more open this way. I would see things in my room. I would see what I would say angelics, I would call them as a kid. And I would also say what would be considered, I would guess, ET, I would see as a kid. And I was not dreaming, and it just seemed natural to me. And then as I would start telling my mother, what I was experiencing, oh no, it's your imagination. No, you're just dreaming this, this, this. And after a while, I just stopped telling her what I was seeing, what I was feeling. And in a way, it became scary, I guess, to me, because I thought there was something really wrong with me, to be honest. Um, and, progressively, it just went away a bit. And one day I was playing between two cars running in the street, and I honestly should not be here right now. I should have been killed instantly by the way the car went right past me and how I was running towards the street. I can honestly say it was like I hit an invisible wall. I don't know how it stopped me, how I stopped, scared the living hell out of me. From that point, everything started to diminish of what I would see. Never went away, but I never really gave credence to it anymore. And I just went on with life. And, I guess until the 90s, I guess more or less, I always believed in the UFOs. I would always be out, even as a kid. And as time went on, I would look to the stars. And I was always drawn to the Little Dipper. It just felt like home to me. And that never went away. And like I said, in the 90s, as I started to really waken up to the world and all the things going on that people would consider a label, conspiracy theory, truths, that stuff, I just started awakening that way. And then in the early mid 2000 teens, I really started to wake up more spiritually. And when Marianne passed, this is where I'm coming back to this again, where I lost things, they started to come back. Was always an empath my whole life, never understood it, never knew what the hell was going on. Would just keep feeling things off people and feeling people, and I really thought I was crazy. And I turned to alcohol, and my life became kind of like a shit show in a way. I thought that would make it better. It made it worse. And, I'm clean off all stuff like that and everything. And it's just amazing how I had to go through all of that to understand it, I guess, like that. And even connection wise, there are things that are happening that, yeah, everyone can see spirit. Anyone can do this. It's just a matter of putting yourself in a place where you're able to let it happen. And for me, it happens sporadically. It happens, I still trying to grasp everything, I guess, as to how to really focus and to do this, how to, see and speak to the other side. But I get it with Marianne. I'll know she's here. At times, I'll be woken up to her voice. A couple of times this happened to me where I heard, "I love you, Warnie." And it was her voice, and it wasn't a dream. It was actually getting me up. And where I feel presence, where I'll feel the energy. I know it's her. Things like that. But I don't have I can't just do it on command. It's something I still work on. Anyway, once again, it's something that thought lost that has come back. All right. So right now, I'm going to just pop a couple of things on the screen. Okay. So these were like some of the artworks that I did when I was younger that I have that I found in the box with the songs and that the song lyrics. So, it's like I have always had to find ways to reinvent myself. I would have something and it would either be taken away or I would lose it. I would have to rediscover in a different way or find a way to do things. I don't know why yet exactly this is, but I notice it's not just one thing, it's a pattern through my whole life. It's like I need the experience to be able to speak on the experience. I think that's what it might be. And it goes for like what I come on and I do speak and the things I speak on them because they're from here. And it's from a place I know is truth. And yeah, people could take it or leave it whatever they want. It's fine. But it's the same with this. Autistically, I lost that ability. I can't. I'm lucky if I can sign my signature half of the time to hold a pen, let alone fine draw. Um, Musically, same thing. I mean, a couple of years ago, I think I played a song to the Def Leppard or whatever. I was just like playing to it. I could barely do that, and that would have been like closing my eyes, nothing to do before any injury. And it's just the way, like I'm saying, it's you just never give up on anything, and just do it. I guess so. Kind of don't want to lose track, but this is what it is. It's these are going to be my telling of the story basically for all of this. So basically, yeah, I lost a lot, growing up, and I've also gained a lot back. So something that was on a trajectory to at least play clubs or something just never happened. Years later, I'm able to create all these things that as a kid I wanted to and never materialized. So it's in a way it's like never give up. If I can inspire people to just get off their ass and do something, this is great. Just never give up on anything. Now, people will say, "Oh, it's not real music." Oh, it's a bullshit. It is. I'm just not singing it, but it's basically the what I wanted to create and what I had wrote, years ago, as far as musically. Singing, I could probably put my voice in to be the vocalist. Yeah, I don't need to. I like what it is. It's fine. Um, so basically, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a presentation on all these things that I've created and the story behind them, or a little, tidbit of how it was created. Some you may be very surprised as to what it actually is, the song. Some are so totally different from what you would think they are by hearing the wording or reading the wording, and that's another thing too. Uh, in these, I love to write, and I'm very clever. I can do this very easily, and I love to express in writing. And like I said, this has been a godsend for me. I've had so much release, so much cleansing of the soul, by through music and through writing and doing this and being able to say certain things that I would not get away with saying or would be wrong to say. But if you know me or people know my experiences, I'm telling you a lot in like the things I'm writing now. So pay attention. So basically, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be, I'm going to try and introduce maybe 4 to 6 of these songs. I'm going to try and keep it so it's like some kind of makes sense in like a grouping. So the first one will be like the song Ascend from Within, because it's basically what I am and what I represent and what my website and what I talk about, and a few other things in there. And from there, I'll probably do a dedication to Marianne with some of the songs I did, also for Donna, and then on topics and on certain things. I'm going to try and group these in and discuss it. So that was the intro. I'm gonna finish with the intro, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'll pop the images in there of what I had done, and just never give up on anything. If you've lost something, lost someone, lost an ability, you may not have lost it, and even the person, like, I had great loss in my life. I've lost someone I loved dearly, and I'll never forget her, but she's always with me. Same thing with artistically, musically. What I lost doing this way or whatever, I can do through technology and through my knowledge of softwares and stuff like that, which is a blessing. So I love you all. And like I said, just watch for Fridays. If you're interested, I'll be posting these videos. Namaste.